You know that feeling when your brain just checks out? It has a name. It's called decision fatigue. And today, we're going to break down exactly what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do to fight back. Have you ever gotten to the end of a really long day, you're staring at a menu, and you literally cannot choose what to eat? Or maybe you're scrolling through a streaming service for like an hour and you just give up and watch nothing. Well, you are not alone, and it's not you being indecisive. There's actually a really powerful cognitive process going on.
So that feeling of complete mental exhaustion, it has a name. And if we want to fix it, we first have to understand the cost of what we can call the daily decision drain. Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, decision fatigue is basically the total cost of making choices all day long. And it's not about one single huge decision. No. It's the mental toll from the hundreds of tiny ones. What to wear, which email to answer first, what to say in that meeting. Every single one chips away at your mental energy. And this is why your judgment just feels off late in the day. When your brain's battery is low, it starts taking shortcuts. It looks for the easiest path forward, and that usually means either making a really impulsive choice or just avoiding the decision altogether. Sometimes it even means becoming kind of emotionally reactive.
So how does this decision drain actually work inside your brain? Well, it's not random. It's a really predictable pattern that takes over when you're running on empty. Let's take a look at your brain on its default setting.
See, this isn't some kind of mysterious force. It's a feedback loop, one that actually feeds on itself. It's a cycle that, once you really understand it, you'll start seeing it absolutely everywhere in your daily life.
And this explains that loop perfectly. So first, all that pressure from all those little decisions starts to build up. Second, as that pressure grows, your self-control, your ability to think before you act, it just starts to drop. Then, your emotional threshold gets lower and lower. Your fuse gets a whole lot shorter. And finally, your decisions become reactive instead of thoughtful. This is exactly why a simple question like, "What's for dinner at 7 p.m.?" can feel like a massive crisis.
Okay, so we know the problem, we know how it works, but how do we fix it? The usual advice is, just push through it, use more willpower. But the real answer is actually way more effective. It's about building smarter systems, not just relying on pure grit.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting because it totally reframes the solution. We tend to think the fix has to come from inside, that we just need to be tougher, right? But what we're learning is that the real fix is external. It's about changing our environment and creating systems. It's all about designing your day to prevent that mental drain from even happening.
So what can you actually do? Well, first off, just reduce the number of decisions you make in routine areas. Think about a work uniform or eating the same healthy lunch every day. Second, pre-commit to templates for emails or conversations you have all the time. Third, save your big, important thinking for protected hours, usually in the morning when your brain's tank is full. And last but definitely not least, never underestimate the basics. Stay hydrated, get some sunlight, and move your body. These aren't luxuries. They are absolutely essential for keeping your brain in rhythm.
And all of this brings us to our final and maybe most powerful idea. It's a concept that really ties everything we've talked about together, and it's called the willpower paradox. So here's the catch, the big paradox. The very act of setting up all these systems to save your willpower, well, it takes willpower and self-regulation to do it. It's like you're making an upfront mental investment to get a huge long-term payoff. It takes real effort to design an effortless day. So the real question this leaves us with is, are you actively designing your life to protect your most valuable resource, or are you just letting it drain away one small choice at a time?